Hey guys, how you doing this evening? So I thought that I would take a moment, as I've heard a little bit lately about people questioning the human incarnation experience. So I thought that I would jump on and just talk what I think about it, and see where we go from there. So everybody seems to forget that we are souls incarnated in a human avatar. Yeah, we aren't humans having a spiritual experience. We are spirits having a human experience. Yeah, so the human vessel is really, really advanced biological science. So if you want like everyday example to kind of think about it, think of the movie Avatar, because it's very closely related. So like think in the movie in Avatar, right? They go in the machines. It's not like this, but just bear with me. Do you know what I mean? And then they get their consciousness in their human vessel, right? Or in their avatar vessel. But they also, like if you pay attention at the beginning of the movie, when they go into their avatar vessel, they also need to stay in that hospital bit just to get used to the vessel a little bit. And that's kind of how it works with the human body. So when we're born, our skull is like in separate pieces. Yeah, you've got the suture lines from where that's separate, and you've got the baby soft spot. Yeah, so our soul can actually come in and out of our body when we first incarnate, so it can get used to the human body and the human experience, just like in Avatar. So once the soft spot in our head closes, that's when our soul actually encapsulates in the human body, and our soul star chakra, which contains our higher self, turns on and activates, right? Usually stays up there until you learn the method to unlock it and fully embody your higher self in order to live to your higher purpose and true purpose of why you decided to incarnate here. So before we incarnate in Earth, we also plan it all out before we get here. So we have our soul contracts, yeah? So our soul contracts are our life's plan and our blueprint while we are down here. Yeah, so it explains the different lessons we're going to go through, different people we're going to meet, the family we incarnate, even what our human avatar looks like. So if we're going to be male or female or whatnot, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't actually realize, like you look at trans people and stuff like that, everybody's just like, oh, they actually don't feel right in their bodies because sometimes they're only used to like a female incarnation, and then they go and become a male. So then they're like, oh, I really don't feel comfortable in my body because I feel like a female, because they've only ever experienced a female incarnation. Does that make sense? And vice versa. So sometimes, women will come here and be like, I don't feel very feminine. I feel more masculine. And, that's where that comes from. It's because they're generally used to only incarnating in the one gender. So take that into consideration, people. Like it's not them, it's literally their soul and their higher selves telling them that they're not used to the experience. However, they chose to have that experience in order to learn specific soul lessons. It could be anything from like maybe women might incarnate as a male because they needed to learn a lesson on things from a male perspective, so they're not so pushy or something on males, also they understand their perspective from somewhere else, and stuff like that. Just food for thought, something else to think about. It helps you stay accountable for your judgments and perceptions of people. So we shouldn't judge anybody because we don't know their experience, we don't know their thing. And well, I don't believe in going and reading into other people's soul contracts to find out what they are unless you get permission. That causes bad karma. So yeah, that's a little tidbit from me, I guess. Another thing about our soul contracts is we also choose, like, say you're learning your lessons or you're living your life and you come to a certain crossroads and you've got a split path. It depends on the decision you make on which way you're going to go. You actually choose to go at that crossroads yourself, yeah? Because you're like, one perspective will take you on, like, say, your destined path, and the other one will just take you on your life path. Yeah. So we've also got two different, like, a couple of different paths you can take in life. So you've got your life's path, which is where you just come, you incarnate, you just sit, you chill, you live your life, you're done. You can learn your lessons along the way, whatnot. And then you've got, like, your destined path, which is generally more so the path that light workers and stuff like that take. So it's more you're living true to your higher self, and you're coming down here to serve the higher purpose and to serve the collective and to uplift humanity and whatnot. Obviously, there are other reasons for the divine path, but that is one of them, just to get your food thinking. So another thing about soul contracts, so in incarnation, so if you come to the point in your life where you are not coping very well with your lessons and you end up taking your own life, that then when you pass and go and have your soul review meeting with the divine council, they automatically will incarnate you back again. Depending on your reasoning for ending your own soul contract like that will depend on the parameters of your next lifetime, and the lessons you learn and stuff like that. We also choose whether we are going to incarnate into the same family line, or whether we are going to experience other family lines, see what it's like, or whatnot like that. Same with different cultures. I personally have incarnated on earth many times, and I have lived in and chosen to go and master the arts of all the different cultures, because I personally believe that there is value in all of them, not just one. So I think if you just stick to one, you're generally confining yourself to a box. Yeah, if you open yourself up to all of them, you're branching out, and you're expanding your mind and your knowledge and whatnot like that. That's all I can think about at the moment to share with you. However, I've probably missed like a whole heap of stuff. But that's just some food for thought to get you going right now. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop a comment below and I will get them answered for you. If not, anyway, have a lovely whatever time of day it is, wherever you are and you're watching this right now. Thank you for taking the time to watch me ramble on about some random stuff. Also, thank you to everybody for all the likes and views and comments and everything. They are really, really appreciated. So I hope you all have a very beautiful and blessed and magical day, or whatever time of day it is towards you.